All right. Welcome to another movie review. This time we've got Together. Wasn't really expecting much out of this. As you can see, I gave it like a 3 out of 10. I gave it a 1.5 stars. Body horror. What's there to say? Years into their relationship, I can just read this. I can brain deadly read this here. Tim and Millie find themselves at a crossroads. They move to the country, abandoning all that is familiar in their lives except each other, with tensions already flaring. A nightmarish encounter with a mysterious, unnatural force threatens to corrupt their lives, their love, and their flesh. That aspect was better than I thought, the background story. However, then it wasn't, because they didn't flesh it out in any way. It was kind of interesting and cool. It's kind of generic too. It's like with the gong. Spoilers, like always, obviously. But they see this bell, this gong. What is it? Like a bell, like a big bell thing, like almost like a Buddhist monk. You picture this Eastern magic type stuff. This sci-fi Eastern magic, sci-fi Beyond Us type deal. Gives you those vibes with this whatever it is, this symbol. It's like a symbol on a gong. It's a sunken temple, and there was a cult or something in the area, but then they moved out apparently, with the locals. She's, a teacher in the area or something. So they go hiking, and then they fall into this pit, and that's where the, the gong thing is, and these remnants of this cult or whatever. And they were as you're going forward, it's very obvious, it's the togetherness people or whatever, you know what I mean? Just basic theme of it is the cult of togetherness, the cult of oneness or whatever, and you're like, okay, that could be kind of cool with this movie like that. I don't know if they flesh it out, I don't know. And right away, again, spoilers, right away, the teacher's bad just because the way, he looks. I don't know. I'm not saying he looks bad. It's just he looks like he's gonna, he ignores something in the movie, and you're like, okay, this guy's in on it in some way, for sure. Well, maybe you didn't know at all, and I knew because I watch movies. But, so I knew her as soon as I saw him. I was like, this guy's just obviously, he's the only other character too. So it's it's kind of one of those predictable things in movies where it's well, these are the good guys, and then there's one other character, and he's obviously not an ally or a friend. He's a bad guy because he was discussing this cult, and then they magically kind of moved all away. So you're this is the only other, not James Franco or Alison Brie, right? Not these people, but the only other guy. And you're okay, so they're discussing a cult. The other character is a cult, and this is the only other person, so he's obviously bad. And that was kind of predictable. It didn't go into the cult stuff. It didn't go into the motives. It very superficially went into the motives, it's a beautiful thing, the oneness or whatever, and it's the cult of oneness. And it's kind of cool, creepy sci-fi or whatever, but it's just it didn't get into the nitty gritty of it enough, right? It would have been really interesting to get more into the cult's history or how they discovered this whatever sci-fi magicness in the world, or you know what I mean? I just wanted more from that because that would have been actually interesting. Instead, they went the drama, basic really cliche kind of I don't believe you, you're crazy. The one character, that's her saying that to him. He's I don't know about Dave Franco. He's I don't know, it's some of these weirds going on. And it's so obvious because it's I don't know. I hate to do this to movies because it's the whole suspension of disbelief thing. But they fall in this cave, and he drinks water from this cave, right? He drinks water from these stone, the stone, what do you call it? The stone basin? I don't know if that's what you would say. I don't know. But he drinks water from the cave, the spooky, Eastern looking, cultish cave thing, that the sunken temple or whatever. So he drinks water from the cave, and then ever since then, weird stuff. He's been magnetic with her, almost magnetized. He goes in almost a trance. And in the morning they were sleeping near each other, and their legs were almost fusing together. And he's some kind of residue or mildew or something. I don't know, or whatever. So the point is, we get half the movie where she's just saying no, like what's up with you? What's wrong with you? Like what are you doing? You're just being like weird. And then even when like the classic scene where they like try to explain the thing, and then she just like completely doesn't listen to him. So that's like it's just like a frustrating trope in movies that like helps the plot move forward in the way that the writer wants, in a way that's not. I mean, if this was happening in real life, I guess you're kind of thinking like, ah, man, would I believe somebody right away? But it's just one of those things where it's like, yes, of course, the one character doesn't believe them and like doesn't humor their idea at all and just completely writes them off. And then, so yeah, and they keep going. There's like body horror stuff. Obviously, body horror. I'm not into body horror. It's not too like believe me, it's not too gross for me. Like it's not like, oh, I can't handle body horror. I can handle body horror. I've watched a lot of gross movies. I saw the Saw movies. You know, horror. I love horror. Like I watch pretty much anything horror. So like, I've seen body horror before. It's not my cup of tea though. I don't think it's like that good because it's just kind of gross to be gross, and that's like. I actually like just I don't know. I don't want to get into what I like, you know, with the horror movies. It's I like some kind of interesting thing in the horror movie or like whatever. So they're fusing together, kind of, and they're trying to not, basically. And I don't know. I mean, the picture's gross. You see that? The picture's gross. A lot of like bone. I don't want to, without seeming immature, like bone like noises. You know what I mean? Did you hear that in the microphone? Like a lot of those kind of noises in this movie. Almost unnecessarily, just again, just to be gross. Like the body's contorting, like, oh, they're being magnetized, and my body's like, oh, and it's like making like bone noises, which like your body wouldn't even make in real life. Like doing the contortions weren't like that ridiculous. It's like, are their bones snapping or not? You know what I mean? Like, because there was several scenes where that was happening. It's like, are they actually being like fucked up? Are their bones like being fucked up, or is it just making gross noises just to make them because it's body horror? So like that again, kind of like I get why they did it. I understand the decision, but it also feels cheap. And like that's the thing with body horror a lot for me is like it always ends up just feeling kind of like cheap. So I don't know. Anyway, the end was cool. Like I'm sure somebody's like, oh, the end was cool. Like they eventually, yeah. Again, spoilers like always. This straight people call each other partner. Yep. Whatever. That's the rating. See, I always do this wrong. Let's see. Popular reviews. This is going to be me mostly criticizing reviews, right? Because the average rating is low, is higher than I would say should deserves here. Like this is insane. Like this is absolutely insane. The absolute last shot of the movie was bad, but if it wasn't there, it would have been a 5-star movie. I want to like click their profile and see what they review other things. That's like insane to me. How do I look at their reviews? Okay, that actually makes sense. I didn't even see that. It didn't look good. This actually probably deserves more than half a star. Let's see here. Then Lighthouse. Okay, yeah, I sort of like understand these reviews, except for together. That makes no sense. Disgusting way to depict codependency and still manage to fail to be compelling. Okay, I agree with the star, but like this is also a cop-out that people do in movies, in my opinion. Like Mother is a great example, okay? Killing of a Sacred Deer. You know what? That was one of the last movies I said, this reminds me of Killing of a Sacred Deer. What movie was that? It was the same director. God, what movie was that? And those were the aspects of that movie that I didn't like. It was, oh, man. I forget what that was. I recently reviewed it. Well, sorry, I'm not going to waste time in the video. Movies that are like overly allegorical or like metaphorical or whatever, it's like this movie you could watch at face value without this like this is almost like a stretch to me. You can say like, yes, obviously codependency, right? Like codependency, right? Disgusting way to depict codependency. There was an actual story to this movie that was supernatural, that was like joining them together. Like, yes, the whatever, the symbolism or the metaphor of codependency, of course, is there because they're being drawn together. They can't separate. They're uncomfortable when they're separated. Da 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 da. In the movie, I understand that, but it doesn't necessarily need to be a movie about codependency. It's just like kind of like parallelly can be related, and mainly, and this is why I don't like when this whole thing is because like it's just to give the movie more like credit. Like it's supposed to be like deep. Like it's supposed to work on multiple levels. When it's like. I don't think it barely worked on the surface level, and the surface level had enough to it where it wasn't necessarily like an overly allegorical movie. So I don't know, the whole like it's an allegory. It's an allegory. I hate like films that are just like it's an allegory. Like Mother was so bad in that regard. Like the surface level story was terrible. It was like pure allegory. Same thing with Killing of a Sacred Deer. That's why I didn't like it because it's like the surface level story is boring. It gets not good. It's unrealistic. It doesn't even like make sense. But it's like an allegory, and this is like an allegory from like the Bible or something. And it's like wow, cool. Like, but the surface level story didn't work, so therefore it's not good. It doesn't get like the Amazing Boy Award. Yay, you're an amazing boy because it's an allegory. Who cares? Anybody can make an allegory. The dumbest person in the room can make an allegory. It doesn't matter. It's not like super like highbrow artistic like art form or anything. Anyway, I wouldn't even like say again. I wouldn't even say that this is necessarily like the direction. Like, yeah, it probably works on both of those levels. Like, you know, I get to see them in an interview. It works on both of those levels, you know. It's like kind of also a metaphor for codependence or da 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 da. Like no, it worked actually. Don't even say that because it did work on a surface level point, but it didn't work well, you know. I didn't think it was a very good story. They needed more, right? They needed more like interesting like background for the cult. They needed like more like interesting scenes. There was like a few body horror scenes. He's like, there's of course like a gross penis scene, right? Like it wasn't so gross I had to look away, but it's just like, you know, the whole like they're getting stuck together thing. And it's like, oh, they're gonna go there? That's this movie. They're gonna go there, they went there, and it's like they're having sex, he's trying to pull his penis out. And it wouldn't come out. So it's just like yes, fake stretchy penis in the scene. Fake stretchy penis. Great. Cool. We get a fake stretchy penis. It's amazing. Anyway, Together Over the Substance. Disagree. I didn't really like either, but disagree. They're both not very. I think The Substance maybe was a little better. I played my parent like 5 trailers and they picked this one. Honestly, on the rewatch, I appreciated certain parts a bit more. My parents laughed when Dave Franco appeared in the window, just like me. I don't know. They liked the movie apparently. I didn't find this scary so much as super uncomfortable. Yes, because it's body horror. I wouldn't say I didn't enjoy the movie, but halfway through I did ask myself what the hell I was watching or what I was doing here. Kind of want to do this to my boyfriend. Okay. Cool effects, but that's it. Lol. Yeah, I mean, pretty much. Barely. I don't know why I keep watching movies like this when I know I don't like them. True. I do too, right? So I'm just being a hater, I guess, because it's just that like I try to be like I'm the horror guy. I like horrors, so I want to watch them. You know, I want to watch all the new big ones people are talking about. Like this is a new one. People see it in the theater. Oh, Together. You see the new movie? Blah blah blah. Blah. Yeah, it's body horror. It's not gonna be good. I don't know why I keep watching movies like this. Yeah, sorry, that was the last one. Enjoyable TPI. Okay, I can't read that language. What a fun little movie. Weird and creepy, and made me viscerally aware of parts of my body. What was it a good? Well, all I need is smoking a little marijuana for that. Was it a good ending? Was it a bad ending? Not sure, but I liked it. No, it was a pretty bad ending. They finally fused together in the end, and then they were like one. They were like one person, and it was kind of like a mix between like pretty super because he has pretty strong eyebrows. So they had like it was like darker hair with like thicker eyebrows. Like, oh hi, like mom and dad. Her parents were coming over, and it was like a mix between them basically. It's not like revolutionary. It was like I don't know how they did it. I'm not even really, should I look if there's a third actor or they did some kind of CGI thing? I'm not really sure. But like, yeah, and then they open the door and that's the end. They're like, oh, hi. And it's like, okay, well, you can explain that now. You know what I mean? To the parents. Like, oh, see, there's actually this cult in the area. And then the cult of togetherness, oneness or whatever, and we fused together to make our life better because we love each other and like we never wanted to be separated. And the parents go, oh, okay, maybe we'll join, you know? I don't know. Well, this was riveting. Not really. Scariest part was when she proposed. Yeah, that was a scary part actually. It was kind of cringy. That hair scene was so disturbing. Not really. Oh, the hair scene was pretty disturbing. It's kind of good, I guess. I don't know, depending on what you look for in movies. It's kind of. I can see people appreciating the hair scene. He's like his mouth was like sucking up her hair in like on one this in the one scene. He was like choking on her hair, but it looked so involuntary, like he wasn't trying to do it, and it was just like almost like just going in his mouth or whatever. Very all these body horror movies, they always have like the sexual undertone too. He's being like deep throated by her hair. Yeah, that's the thing. There's always has these like psychosexual undertones with these body horror movies too. Um, Good depiction of codependent relationship. Okay, like can I downvote you seriously? Maybe this. It's a good depiction of a codependent relationship. Not really though. Couldn't believe how boring this was. Thank you, thank you. WTF 3 star. Kind of too high to say just WTF. Gross and sexy. Dave Franco needs to stop acting in his own films though. Oh, was it his film? Go figure. Don't know how much this would hold together if I thought about the movie for more than a few minutes. Yeah, exactly. Tim is an almost insufferable character, but Dave Franco is still pretty good. Allison Brie is solid. The body horror is really solid, and I found it to have an interesting premise that isn't fleshed out enough. That's actually like total. I disagree with the rating, but this is a very fair review in my opinion that like you can't hate on because like that's pretty much all true. Um, it's kind of like a different strokes for different folks kind of thing, at the end of the day. Boy partner sounds less immature than boyfriend. In all seriousness, yeah. Yeah, I hated both of these characters. Yeah, I know, they really weren't that likable either, which didn't help the movie. Yeah, she was talking to another teacher in the school, and she's like, I don't even know what to call our relationship. It's more like boy partner, like boyfriend partner, boy partner. And then that's another reason why you kind of knew he was bad too because of that like subtle social jab where he's like when he's leaving the conversation with her he's like well like blah blah, blah your boy partner and then when the other teacher from the school that she's talking like he kind of it seems like he likes her or something. It turns out he was gay, but you think he likes her or whatever, and he comes over their house and he's like, you must be the boy partner to like Dave Franco, which is like clearly disrespectful. Like he's not in on that like little funny conversation they had in the school or whatever. The fact that she said that like awkwardly with the teacher and then he said it multiple times. Like it's clearly like a sort of like an awkward jab kind of thing. And it's like one of those things. It's like, yes, this is indicating more that this guy's like, he's like fucking with the characters. He's like going to be fucking with the characters in some way. So like it also besides the fact he's the only other character, that also indicated that he was a bad guy in the movie. Anyway, let's finish this up. We can listen here. Love this. No. Well acted both leads, funny, twisted, and gnarly. Body horror is having quite the run. Yeah, I mean, don't agree with the rating, but body horror has been having the run lately, quite the run lately. There has been a few. I learned it's not called Valium anymore. What is it? Diazepam or whatever? That's true. It should just be called Valium. Really liked it. Great effects. Not too predictable. Not too predictable? How many movies have you seen? Yeah, that's about it. I think I'm done talking about this one. It just, it was a pass for me. But however, if you like body horror, then maybe give it a shot. You'll probably give it a solid star more than me. But yeah, I didn't really like it. I didn't think the surface level story was fleshed out enough. The acting was okay, but like another review said, the characters weren't really that likable either. So I was like barely even rooting for them. And then I do think it was predictable, and then you just get what you expect from movies like this. Like you get like body horror stuff, You get body horror stuff. You get like weird noises for no reason. You get weird noises that probably wouldn't even happen if this was happening, and you just get like a few gross scenes, and you're like, oh, that's gross. So I don't know if you're like, I'm not saying you don't have to drink to watch the movie, but it's like if you're having some drinks or something, you're like watching it. Like I don't know, it can be enjoyable to some people. To me, it really wasn't very enjoyable. So. That's together. In my opinion, it's a pass. But if you like body horror, sure, give it a shot. I can see you liking it, But that's the review.